Welcome back. We're back. Actually, more to the point, Florin is back. Florin left us for a few weeks because he had to get married. Congratulations, Florin. Yeah! Well done. Good man. Yeah, thankfully, Florin's back. Chris and I thought about trying to do some breakfast with Ignite. We played with our phones. It all went horribly wrong. It was awful. It was bad. You wouldn't have liked it. This is right. It's back. We're pros. Florin's back.
Now
He's the pro.
good.
Yeah. So we're still here. We're still here.
You should have seen my iPhone breakfast with Ignite. It was very sad.
It might break cover one day. Maybe one day. So here we are. So what's happened since we last graced your screen? Well, one or two big things really. First one being the public platform went live. Bang on the end of Q3 as we said it would. September the 30th, it went live, and we're super proud of it. It's great. We're going to give you a few stats on how that's working and how many users and things we've got using the platform at the minute. And the other big news was the liquid
listing. Woo! When liquid. Get on there, guys. Make some trades. Come on, it's there. It's a good platform. I've been trading on it. It works really well. It might even be my new platform of choice to start doing my general trading.
Yeah.
It's exceptional.
I love it as an exchange. It's a brilliant exchange. And they've not even switched on some of these really future-facing features yet, like the World Book isn't active yet.
Yeah, I mean, liquidity isn't great on everything, but for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and kind of the main pairs, it's pretty good. It's actually really intuitive and easy to use compared to things like Kraken, for example, which is it works well now, but isn't necessarily as user-friendly, I think, as Liquid. Anyway, it's a good platform. You guys should get on there. We're not saying you should be trading Ignite all day long, although we would appreciate it if you did. But hey, use it for some Bitcoin trades or ETH or whatever.
That's a good point. Hopefully in the future there will be some incentive to get our users actually making a market for Ignite. I'm not going to reveal too much about that right now, but watch this space. It's something we're working on. So if you are going to sign up to Liquid, it's worth using our referral link, which will be in the description of the video below, because that will track you as an Ignite user, and then hopefully in the future that will lead to further benefits, promotions, etc.
Yeah.
We're talking to the guys at Coin about.
We have a very good relationship with them, so there'll be a lot of interesting developments there.
There will in the coming months, definitely. Cool.
Anyway,
right,
so let's talk about Ignite.
Let's talk about Ignite. So the whole idea behind Breakfast with Ignite was that we wanted a weekly platform to talk to you guys about what's going on the platform. We wanted a platform to talk about the platform. But obviously up until now, we've not really had a lot to talk about other than the development. Now we can actually talk about what's happening on the platform. So this is the format Breakfast with Ignite will take going forward. It'll be a real update, a real snapshot of what is happening on Ignite. What are you guys saying? What are you liking? What are you not liking? First things first, though, because a few people have been asking in the Telegram chat, some stats. So
they're not bad, actually.
They're not bad at all. So we've not been live a month yet. So as I sit here, I think it's just over 3 weeks. 3 weeks in a couple of days. In that time, we've got 461 unique users, which are, given that quite a soft launch, we announced to our community, obviously mail shots and some social media and everything else. I'm actually really, really pleased with that. I think those are good numbers.
Yeah, that's like 20% of the investors we had in the crowd sale.
Yeah,
so
exactly, yeah.
I mean, you got to think about that. Half the guys who invest in these ICOs are just, flippers or not going to use it. They're just looking to make money. Probably the other 50% is interested in actually using the platform. And it's just about wrestling back those other 30% that
absolutely
have fallen asleep, probably due to the market being absolutely in the state that it's in.
Yeah, agreed.
So it's very encouraging, I think, that we have 461 unique users on Ignite. That definitely, if everyone got on there and used it every day, would give us the scale we need to have quite a bit of assets rated.
Yeah.
So if you have signed up for Ignite and you haven't done any rating, why not give it a go? Because that's how we make money with this platform, and that's how you can earn some money as well.
It's a good point, because at the minute, the way the platform's been designed in terms of the reputation engine, etc. Some of you guys have noticed we've had chats with you over Telegram about the system exaggerating certain effects because we've got a low number of users. Now, the more users we get, that gap gets down to where it should be, and everything's working as intended. So it's not that things aren't working as intended, things are actually working exactly as intended, but you're seeing exaggerated effects from that. So we had we have some
it's
instances
designed
of assets being
to,
rated high.
to be used
Yeah.
at scale.
Of course it
it's
is,
not
yeah.
designed to use for 10 guys, 15 guys. If that was the case, it'd have a very different algorithm behind the whole ratings process.
Yeah.
Being that we have 461 users, it would be great if those users got on there. I'll say it again.
Yeah.
Some other good stats that Damon has written down, though.
So so again, three weeks and a couple of days, we've had 3,000 unique page views.
Yeah.
So that's great. Average session is up to nearly 4 minutes, which is good because it means people are getting on the platform. They're actually spending some time rating, reviewing some assets, looking at what other people are saying. That's awesome. We are actually going to make some changes to the platform to incentivize people to do that more. So we're going to be making it so that reviews, users have to leave 1 or 2 reviews before they're allowed to leave a rating, etc. So we'll announce full details of that as we're closer to actually releasing that. That'll be in a future update in a few weeks' time. In terms of our demographic, I think this is quite interesting. 50% US.
That is interesting.
50%.
Yeah.
This is based on browser language, so operating system language. So it might not be that they're all US, but US is the default language for a lot of operating systems. So, but yeah, looking at that, there's a big chunk which is US.
So probably a lot about North America, so you can say Canada.
Yeah. And the other 50% is divided up between basically all of Europe, and then a few from Russia and some from Asia.
Okay.
So it's a good spread. But anyway, so what's happening on the platform?
That's interesting.
So what's happening on the platform? So I think the first thing to mention is that the ICO side of the platform hasn't actually generated any ratings yet, other than for Ignite.
Which isn't an ICO anymore.
Well, true. But yeah, that does need moving to the other side. Yeah. But it's interesting that actually the interest is on trading
Existing
cryptos.
Yeah.
That's where, which is great because the platform was designed to have those two faces to it. I think if we were 12 months back, you'd see a lot of action on the ICO side.
Yeah, I think when we built the platform, there was just so many ICOs coming to the forefront every week. Every week, another 10 ICOs or more, 100 ICOs. And there was simply no way you could evaluate them all yourself with any sort of diligence.
Yeah.
And that was the point of Ignite, to make an easy system so we can crowdsource which ICOs are scams, which ones are good, but how do we get involved as an investor without spending 20 hours a day looking at every project.
But what the system is doing, although it's not generating the ratings on that side, it is picking out the scams.
It is. So we've picked out several scams already. While we have identified them as scams, it's very interesting to note that other rating sites are currently listing them with
3.8, 4.2s,
lots of stars.
Yeah.
But we know that for sure, I wrote a few down, that 100 token, for example, is a scam.
Yeah.
The Space is definitely a scam, or just a joke project.
That's
maybe.
a strange one though, because they've put some effort into that one.
They have, but
our community was sort of pulling apart the white paper in it. But the white paper itself it's quite substantial. It doesn't say much, but it's quite substantial. I don't understand that one. But again, it's one that our community very clearly went. Not for us, thank you.
Why would you invest in something where the people are making up names and aliases, and they can't even be forthright about who they are? Hey, if you want to do a adult orientated project, hey, just stand up and say you're going to be in that business and do it. You don't need to go hide behind an alias, because I think that just reeks of scamminess. But yeah, so it's identifying. Bob's Repair was one that I thought was kind of interesting. It doesn't sound like much of a token. It reminds me of my favorite car taxi.
That was getting a lot of hype actually, though.
It was
everywhere. There was a lot of. I think I saw that a lot on 4chan. I saw it a lot on Reddit, on Bitcoin Talk. It was getting a lot of hype.
That's the thing, that these things get hyped up, but then when you really look at it, when people are not incentivized to hype things up, you start to get the truth, right? Yeah. So
if you are watching this and you are a representative for any of those projects we've just mentioned, I'd like to point out that obviously what we're expressing here is the opinion of our community.
It's not our opinion.
Not us personally, not Ignite's opinion. But if you are a representative, why don't you get in touch with us? Why don't you actually
claim your space?
Because in the next couple of weeks, we will have a project control launching, which will allow projects to actually come, claim their space, keep their information up to date on the platform, interface with our users, get some dialogue going back and forth.
And I think that's when the platform is going to start getting really fun.
Yes,
because what you're going to have is you're going to have our community go against something like this Space, and they're going to be very critical of the team, because the team is made up, and ask the difficult questions. And when those difficult questions are asked, it's going to be very interesting to see how the founders of the project react.
So this is the potential that Ignite has to actually improve the space. To actually, we as a community can put these guys on trial. We can say, we don't think your project is good enough, but if you were to do X, Y, Z, maybe it would be.
But even if they defended their project and said, "Hey, we know that you might not," because we got that a lot during our
Yeah, we
RCO,
did,
and people didn't get certain aspects,
Yeah.
they didn't understand how the reputation worked, and so on and so forth. But once we explain it, and we're given the opportunity several times by certain influencers to explain it, then people are like, "Oh, wow, I got it,"
Yeah.
and then your perception on the project might change. So we actually hope that will happen as well,
Yeah,
because if it's a
absolutely.
legit project, they should be able to defend why they're doing things the way that they're doing.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've identified mostly bad ICOs, and I think that's just a state of the market. It's just kind of giving us some sort of feedback from our own community, which is like reflective of the overall market. That there is a lot of quality ICOs on hold, and there's a lot of like the bad ones that are never going to raise any money anyway. Just giving it a go and hoping for the best.
So what are people talking about? What do people like at the minute? Like we said, it's heavily on the crypto side, but there's some projects which are definitely coming to the forefront, and I think are getting close to being able to for the Ignite Index to take a position in them.
Yeah, I think so.
So top of the pile at the minute, I think, is Neo,
With a 4, yeah.
which has always been one of your pet projects.
Yeah,
You've
I always was
been a fan.
of Neo. I'm
Yeah.
a Neo fanboy.
So that's a 4.0 rating.
Yep.
Okay, it's worth pointing out actually that the ratings generated on the Ignite ratings platform are not necessarily entirely, in fact, they're not at all entirely reflective of the project. So if a project has a low rating, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad project. It means it's a reflection of both the project and also the support it's receiving from our community and the people that are supporting it. So the two combined is what produces the rating score. So it's an overall sentiment as to the quality of a project and also the quality of the support it's receiving. So that's just about
Keep
that
that in
in mind.
mind,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Neo 4.0. So I think we've got a soft index position threshold at the minute of 4.5.
It's with the amount of users we have on the platform, active users.
Yeah.
It seems like probably it would be a smart choice for us to maybe lower the threshold. And I don't think it's a problem for us to talk publicly with our community about this.
No.
Why? Because I think that if we got a few positions going and our community started to realize that they can make money on Ignite and start engaging with it a little bit more, because when money's on the line and there's a profit to be made, everyone's interest always perks up, of course.
Of course.
So I'm of the disposition that I would like to get a few trades on the books, just so it can give our community something to follow, and also a little bit of incentive to keep on rating, so that we can deploy some of this capital that we have sitting aside. And maybe we should drop it to 4.
We'll take that conversation offline, but
we need to come up.
Yeah.
It's going to be between 4 and 4.5.
And what we're looking for as well is we're looking for a sustained rating as well. So there was a period, BAT, who's another basic attention token, is getting great support on the platform at the minute. That did pop up above 4.5 for a very short period of time, and then its rating was reduced. Again, this is because this is what I mentioned earlier. This is the exaggeration of the reputation engine and how it's designed to work, causing that effect, which is why in the interim, like you say, it might make more sense for us to nullify that somewhat by adjusting our ratings threshold for index positions.
What's interesting about that Backcoin, though, is
Backcoin.
that it did have a Backcoin.
Backcoin.
Can we call it Backcoin?
Yeah, basic attention token. You can call it Backcoin if you want.
I like Backcoin. So Backcoin had a nice little pump, and we identified that before the pump.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
So-
some of our users are actually giving TA opinions
exactly.
on the ratings, and we're pretty much spot on. I have to. has to be
I
said.
mean, we pretty much called it right before it began its pump. It went from 15 cents to 27 cents. So good job, guys, the ones who are rating BAT. We didn't take a position, but if we did, hindsight, we would have made some money. So it just shows you the power of the platform in identifying profitable opportunities. So I think that was a good example, although we didn't make any money on it. It was still interesting to note.
So we mentioned Neo.
Coin has a
BAT, we
decent
mentioned-
rating.
Yeah, Cash actually. So our good friends at Coin, Cash is now enjoying quite a nice little
It's
rise.
become a stable coin.
It's becoming a
kind of.
stable coin. Yeah, people are actually sort of thinking of it as
It would make sense that it is.
yeah. I mean, that's part of its coming into being was for that reason.
I mean, I always thought Ethereum would be best if it was a stable coin, because imagine you invest in an ICO and Ethereum is $200 right now, and then Ethereum goes back to 800, and the ICO, it makes makes more sense for coins like that to be stable.
Yeah.
And I think that is indicative of what Coin wants to be doing in the future with their ICO launchpad.
Exactly, and cash being
like
something you can actually use
Yeah.
to invest into an ICO.
Exactly.
So good work, Coin guys. That's cool. So yeah, maybe if that one keeps creeping up, we'll see the index take a position in that as well. Elastos was the other one.
Yeah.
Sort
I
of
never actually
come out of left field.
I never heard of that project until I saw it on there. Yeah. I mean, I just never
Fair enough.
used it. But yeah, it looks interesting. It's getting a nice rating and it's coming up quick.
Yeah.
A few days ago, it didn't have any rating, and now it's starting to get a lot of attention from the community.
Good.
So who knows? We have a couple of coins that we could potentially be taking positions in very
shortly. Excellent.
So get on there, rate those things, and Damon and I are going to discuss potentially lowering the threshold.
Yeah.
So we might have 4 positions on the books. In the coming
And
days.
the next big thing that is coming will require your help too, and that will be obviously project control. So when the project control goes live, we are going to, alongside that, hopefully put into place a couple of referral programs for you guys bringing projects to the platform, also bringing new users to the platform. As more projects join the platform, hopefully they'll bring their user bases with them too. We should, like Chris says, that's when the fun should really start. Then we'll actually see things start to snowball.
I think when you get someone like, I don't know, say Backcoin, for example, when the founders or some representative of the project joins Ignite and starts talking about it, they're going to take their own community as well and get them on the platform so that they have some.
Makes sense.
I see that as being a key for us to really grow quite quick. If every project just dragged on 15 people from their community, imagine how many users we have in a short amount of time. Yeah.
But it means that you guys can start having those conversations now. If there's projects that you are fans of, or communities on Telegram or whatever you're involved with, that you're actively chatting with the admins, with guys that represent these projects, let them know that Ignite will soon be ready to welcome them with open arms. And if they want to reach out to us now and start talking about it now and how we can go about getting them on the platform, why not? Obviously, if the introduction comes from you guys as well, we'll make a little note of that. We'll make sure that as and when any referral scheme goes live, we'll sort you out. We'll sort you out. So there we go. Nice little roundup, I think, of what the platform's doing, what it's done, what people are talking about.
Anything else we need to
Anything
cover?
else? I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. I think
Florin's telling us no.
Florin's shaking his head. He's like,
talk
guys,
about the state of the market.
No,
No.
He's like, we're
We
done.
all know the state
We're
of the
done.
market.
So usual YouTube etiquette applies, guys. There's a comments section below. Use it. Ask us questions. Leave your comments. Say hi. Whatever.
Share with your friends.
Share with your friends.
Smash up the likes.
Smash up. Yes. Anyway. Oh, good. On that note.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. See you soon. Cheers. Bye.